Good evening, good morning. I am Memories by Wayne, your official OV2 live streamer. Maybe. For now, I am declaring myself the official OV2 live streamer. Why? Because still, with this game being out for 14 days, something like that, officially, I have still yet to see another live stream. Yes, there are videos, and there was videos back in the Onverse days on YouTube. Um, Glessy, a few other ones I can't think of the names right now. Um, you can still find search Onverse on YouTube. You can find some old Onverse videos. But back when Onverse was out, YouTube live streaming really wasn't a thing so much. I mentioned this before. Maybe someone was doing it on Twitch, but surprisingly, I've still yet to find another live stream, and folks are kind of finding my videos, my live stream, I think. Um, Basically, I finally gave up and signed up for Discord. I wasn't going to do it, but the caveat yet, I have not put the app on my phone because honestly, do I need another app? Maybe I will at some point, but for now, I am officially on Discord, but I'm only doing the website, discord.com, because, and I had to highly give in and do it because if you want any communication with the community at OV2, if you want to find out what the development is going on within the game, if you want support, if you want communication with the developers, moderators, admins, if you want to know anything about the game, you're going to have to be on Discord, just the way it is. Long gone, apparently, are the days of forums and stuff like that. And it's been fine. I'm only in like two servers or channels or whatever I could call them. One of them, obviously, being OV2. I had to do it. And folks, there was at least one person, maybe one of the developers or something, said that they saw my live streams. And it was it was even one of the developers that were kind of joking with me, I made a suggestion, and they were we were kind of having a little back and forth on it, making fun of me or whatever on it, but about something that I was hoping that would get developed sooner. So someone's watching this. A couple of people, other people that I have sort of within that community too, said they watch my. So my stuff's getting out there, which is cool. So as far as I know, I'm the only one that's still doing live streams on this game. So shout out to Glessy, who has put out some new video shorts OV2. I'm not finding a lot yet, so hopefully there'll be more, and maybe someone else will live stream. We can do group live streams. I know that's kind of a thing now that YouTube is doing. But hello, Tyler. Hello, John. Good to see you. Good evening. My buddy's there. Yeah, we're doing well here. Hopefully getting out of our deep freeze here. I'm looking forward to being able to get outdoors again, start doing some outdoor holiday vlogs. It's been kind of cold, freezing. Hope California is a lot warmer right now for you, Tyler, but it's been horrible here. Yeah, this is the first one. Awesome. Good. I'm glad you're in this one. This is kind of an important one. I wasn't gonna. There's two others, so feel free to watch those back if you want. But I wasn't expecting necessarily to do another OV2 Onverse, OV2/Onverse one right away. But completely honestly, I've been, I haven't, obviously I'm working through the week. I haven't had a lot of time, but I've learned a lot about the game. We'll put it that way. A lot of things I couldn't figure out, be it the game mechanics have changed or me just being a dum-dum and missing some things. A little combination of both. Me figuring out the game mechanics throughout the past week. Just a lot of stuff I want to kind of clarify from my last couple live streams that I was confused about. And in that process in the week, I've been working on building up the apartment that we purchased in the last live stream. So I've learned a lot of stuff related to this. So I want to also go back and do with our little new retro gaming PC. So this is going to be a split tonight between OV2/Onverse and playing, as you've seen from the title. I want to see how well Super Mario 64 works. We do have this on a new retro game PC. It should be fine. I'm not expecting an issue. Oops, there's messages. Okay, nothing important there. So it's getting colder in California, but not super cold. No, I do not have Steam yet. Now that I have Onverse, I could probably do that. I will keep you updated on that. I wanted to get all this Onverse OV2 stuff set up, but I also cleared out a lot of space. I thought I was running out of space on my hard drive, but apparently the stupid Microsoft Clipchamp apparently saves a bunch of temp files from my previous videos, where I saved like a lower quality draft. I used that program, and it was saving a bunch of data files from the videos, and that was just kind of ridiculous. So I cleared all that and cleared up my space. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it using up space. So, or just the specs of it to, how it should work. It should be fine. So yeah, once I have that user ID and all that stuff, I will definitely let you know on that. And then yeah, if you have stuff you want to gift me or whatever, definitely let me know. Yeah, I don't know how extensive. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be necessarily buying like the $60 games and stuff like that so much. But little indie stuff, cheaper games, free games. I definitely get interested to see what's on there, and obviously I need to get the account so I can kind of explore that a little better. So hopefully that will be very soon. But for tonight, OV2, Onverse, and then we're gonna head to Wade's Arcade World for at least Super Mario 64. That's kind of my idea. Just gonna see how this runs, a little bit more of a modern system. See how well this runs on the PC. We have a lot of good like for the Nintendo 64 stuff on there, including both Cruisins are on there. So that might be on a different live stream, but we're definitely gonna be doing the Cruisin games again soon because I loved that back in the Nintendo 64 era. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of interesting to see. So for now, let's get into Onverse. Again, I'll kind of go over again some things I've learned about how to move things around the apartment. Just general game mechanics. I learned how to properly move things. A big thing I learned in the inventory thing over at the home improvement section, buying furniture and stuff. I think I've kind of gotten down a little bit better about how to do the player point hunting as well. So I'll show you that, and then yeah, in case, like I said, there might be someone of importance from OV2, whether it's a developer. I think it was Preston. Preston's the one that commented to me in Discord. Again, everyone's pretty cool at communicating with you on Discord. So I don't know how to add people. I don't know how to do anything in there. Again, I have no plans, just to clarify right now, I have no plans at this moment to create a Memories by Wayne Discord channel /server, whatever. I just don't have time for that. Not going to say it won't happen, but right now I just have no time to manage that or even just think about it and trying to make the little hashtag community groups or whatever the heck it is. I don't know enough about Discord and don't have time, so I'm on there to be subscribed to the OV2 one. If there's a way you can add me and message me, feel free. It's at Memories by Wayne, like everything else, but still a better way to reach me out. Definitely Instagram. You definitely get me quicker on Instagram or Facebook because, again, I haven't put Discord app on my phone yet. This is just something I check every other night, kind of see what's going on with the development notes and everything in the OV2 Discord, just to kind of see what's going on. So right now, no plans to put it on the phone, but Instagram always still a good way to send me stuff. So yeah, let's get. I know, but I see your stuff going through, Tyler. I can't view it right now because I think it'll pause the live stream, but I do see it going through, so I'll definitely check that out for you. And yeah, let's get rolling with this. Right now, we are in the Shark Tank. I don't know if I showed you the Shark Tank yet. This is the little dance club thing. Sunset Overdrive. Okay, cool. I will definitely check that out. I mean, I do like sunsets. So, all right. I think we're good here. Let's monitor over a little bit. Right now, the volume is muted because there is music in the Shark Tank, obviously. Kind of makes it their little makeshift nightclub. This was also in Onverse. But there is music. I don't know if it's copyrighted, so. Yeah, so we got music. But out of caution, it's muted for now. I might have to mute it at certain points here and there. Let me get my chat up here on the other screen. Dwayne's live. Yes, he is. All right, let's. Okay. All right, enough of that. So here we are in the Shark Tank. Let's go ahead and that's Tyler. Yes, we are on the new laptop currently. So yeah, this is my external monitor. Just because it's a little bit larger, so I put it on my external monitor. Make it a little easier to see for the live stream. But yeah, this is new setup, and yeah, I just have like the chat and everything on the laptop screen just so I can see that and anything else I might need to look at while we're doing that. So yeah, like I said, so far I'm kind of the only one that's been live streaming this game, and I thought I'd see at least one more now, but so far I am the official ovTwo live streamer, and it seems like at least somewhat of importance is seeing it. So far, this game has been going pretty good. I mean, it's, obviously hasn't gotten to like the numbers that I used to see in the peak Onverse days, but there's been a pretty good crowd. If you ever want to see how many people are in a game at a time, you could just go to ovTwo.com. So just here again, I might be going back and forth between this. ovTwo.com, and then if you go down to I think it's status. Yeah, status. So game status. Again, here's this US East, which makes me think they're using AWS, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, it'll tell you how all the APIs and everything are doing. But then, yeah, you kind of get a count over the last 24 hours about how many people are in the game. And it went from 25 to a low of 13 to a peak of 37, and right now there's about 23 players in game. So that's not bad, and I've seen it higher than the 40, 50 or whatever at some certain peak times or whatever in the evening. I've seen it before there. So overall, I think that's a pretty good start, and I think it's only gonna get better. So again, there's something special about this game that's just you can't. This is a kind of of MMO of the past, that there's just not much of this anymore, just fun, safe games to play, don't require 100 gigabytes in order to download it, no having to deal with, all these, money traps and game packs and DLCs and just other ways to, there's certain places you can spend your money on here for sure, but you don't necessarily have to, and it's good. All right, so we can get our sound back on here. So, all right, so what have we been up to? So, what we did since our last live stream, and I don't remember what we've actually covered, but you can kind of see my numbers here a little bit. We have 3,322 player points, and we are currently at 228 cash coins. That's the real money currency here. We were at 500, so what happened? Well, I started to buy some furniture items. I have not, until I start to kind of see more of the game develop, I kind of want to wait till I see, like, the Villa world open up, where I will be able to get, like, more player points. I can purchase my Villa house again, stuff like that. Once I kind of get to that point, then I'll probably will get VIP. But for now, also the games, there are some games on here, and those are not quite ready. So when I start seeing like some of these start to come out, like Volcano Island, Ancient Moon, Enchanted Forest, Candy Coast, these are all worlds where you can get like special houses. Back in Onverse, I had a house here in Volcano Island, still in development. And there's also games, a couple of my favorite games I like to play back in Onverse was Icefall, still a work in progress, and Splatball. Icefall is kind of like a the bricks, the ice bricks fall at random amounts. You got to jump between the bricks and try to get to the last brick before the last brick falls. And you get points if you're the last person standing there. Splat ball is basically like a laser tag type game. Like splat ball. It's like the whatever the games where you're hitting each other with the rifle things with the paint or whatever. It's like a paintball thing basically. All this is under construction, so that's kind of what I'm waiting for VIP. But what I did purchase, and there's a dragon. Hello, Jasleen. What I did end up getting, and I don't know. I can't. I'm not signed in right now, and I won't be able to actually sign into this until. Oh yeah, I'd have to go into the MFA and stuff, and I'd lose the connection. But what I did was, and let's get into our chat here. Jasleen said hello to us. What I did was purchase the new player package. So what that gave me was basically, well, let me show you my inventory real quick. So what we did is we got the new package, which gave us, it gave us player points, cash coins, 500 cash coins, and then it gave me this right here, the Gift Uber Zapper, which lets you do level 1, level 2, and level 3 of all the tools. So now... So we're gonna, well, she's chatting with us. But let's see. So let's look at the hub. So now this is the main area here. Let's go to the free store. I can't spell here. So your tool targets for the you have your net, you have your hammer, and you have your drill stuff. And you have level 1, level 2, and level 3 of each one. And certain targets that you want to get for these player points will either require level 1, level 2, or level 3 of each one. If you don't want to have to worry about that, because the top level 3 ones actually require cash coins. So you go here, purchase info. Yeah, the level 3 of each one is 300 cash coins each. So it only made sense to just kind of get this Uber Zapper, which I think you can, if you want to, you can buy it separately. Well, sometimes it's over here, but... oh, that's right, it's over here. Yeah, never mind. But it's 1,200 cash coins. So just buy the new gift package. Again, I can't really show it to you right now because I'm not logged into this thing. Maybe after... I think it's on. I think I did show you guys on a previous live stream, but yeah, it's the one. It's like $9.99. All right, so now we have our tools here. Let's get into our inventory. So we have our inventory here. Here's all our tools and stuff. This is part of some Christmas thing. I'll show you what that is, those teddy bears. Our quit bar here is where we can put these inventory tools between 1 through 0. So now we have our Uber Zapper in number 1. So instead of equipping it, all I gotta do is press number 1 on the keyboard, and boop, there is our little Uber Zapper. I'll show you guys that. Now I don't have to worry. This will get every single item. Also, I realized, because I also mentioned there that I didn't think that you could see the front of your avatar, but you can. But someone reminded me that the right click moves you around, but if you want to move the camera around you, it's left click. So you'll see the little arrow thing by your head. Just hold down the left click, and that'll let you do this too. So that's one thing I figured out. But let me show you some of the some of the basics here of what I've kind of been kind of figuring out. So the mechanics about picking up these here. So you have things like boxes, rocks, trash cans, things like that. To use it, the best way I have found is hover over the product and do right click. Now there's some items that are either like, and then you click use tool, gather up, spacebar to jump. There you go. Now we got all the points. Our player points went up. And then, yeah, we just kind of go through the world. Now, that's also partly why, because there's been about, I think, 2 or 3 system updates since our last live stream. There seem to be more. So use tool, and there we go. Now, this is a pretty good one. This one, we got a 25 player point one, a 5 point. She wants to be our friend. All right, well, Jasmine, I can be your friend. Yeah, you're not my friend yet. So, yeah, we'll just kind of do some stuff. We'll kind of go around with some of the areas where I know. The one thing I've noticed is that where these player point items are spawning are kind of predictable. It's not quite as random as maybe Onverse was in the past. I don't know. There's definitely less of these player point items than there was in Onverse, but it's gotten a lot better since the previous updates and our last live stream. There's definitely more out there, but it's like the same items landing in the same spots. Like this, I kind of knew this was going to be here. Again, I don't know exactly what this is, but again, right click, use tool, and there we go. This one actually was good. We got a 51 out of that one. Nice. And you can just kind of, and then that's it. I mean, the game mechanics are fine. You're kind of glitching once in a while with the lights and the background light. Again, obviously this is still definitely, it's beta. It's a work in progress. This is something we can pick up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you also will find a lot of stuff in the back of these shops, but yeah, I was kind of confused. Number one, I wasn't always doing the right click, and then also like sometimes it was working by the left click, sometimes it wasn't. I was also trying to use the net and the hammer and the shovel and all this other stuff. I've since gotten the Uber thing, the Uber Zapper, and it's so much easier. Now this was kind of like, I was having a hard time getting these butterflies. And you're like, okay, do I got to try and like catch him? No, you don't have to do it because there's a spot here as well. This took me a while to figure out to actually right click. And it's these little, I don't know what these are, little light things or whatever. But anyway, but don't worry about him. Find these little lights. And here, same thing, right click, use tool. And then you're guaranteed to get it. So, key thing right there. If you get these announcements, it'll tell you because they refresh their items every 30 minutes. We went through the shop in the last live stream, and Still, a lot of stuff use cash coins. I'm not really focused on the, what do I want to call it, clothing and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting back to you, Tyler, in the chat here. Hey, Todd, good to see you as well. Welcome. We got a lot of our regulars here tonight. We got Tyler, we got John, and we got Todd. Good to see you. Um, so yeah, I'll have to give you a little history on it too. There is a video out if you do want to watch that, Tyler. But the quick little, as we go through, we'll just I'll talk a little bit about the Onverse history, I guess, while we go through and do this, because this is always been one of my favorite things. Once they open up the other worlds, again, once they open up like Volcano Island, Ancient Moon, some of these, in theory, there should be a lot more of these player point items to pick up. That's the theory. Again, we'll see once they come out. I haven't been able to see in the Discord thing yet, like how close they are to releasing that. But that's kind of why I'm just sort of sticking with the cash coins that I have, sticking with my apartment. I'm just gonna probably stay with the free apartment that I'll show you guys for a while until the villa comes out, and then we'll upgrade. But yeah, Onverse was, well, it was kind of a work in progress. It was kind of started out as a simple forum while the game was being developed back around 2005 or so. The game released around July 2009 or so. I signed up around November 2009. Um, there was several of my younger family members that were playing this game, and then they told me about it, including my sister, some of my cousin's kids. I was noticing a bunch of them playing with this Onverse thing, and of course, it caught my interest right away. And obviously, being a game back 2009, it worked perfectly fine on my Windows 7 desktop PC. This should be a good amount. These dumpsters are usually a good amount. I've seen better, but sometimes you can get 1,000 player points out of some of those dumpsters. Um, and again, this is around the Thanksgiving holiday, 2009. I was, meeting up with a lot of these family members, and it caught my interest. I signed up as well. It's a very easy game. It's free. It's perfectly free to sign up. It's free to sign up, free to download, all that. There's nothing, it makes it easier. If you are going to spend money, I recommend starting with the $9.90 starter package thing, to get you the Uber Zapper and some player points and cash coins to start. But it's perfectly free to just download, hang out with folks, talk to folks. But if you are into this player point hunting and stuff like that, I do recommend getting that Uber Zapper. It just makes your life easier. $9.99 or $9.90. And of course, obviously, it helps the developers of this game, which are, this game is being redeveloped by fans. But so, yeah, this game, like I said, it got publicly released in 2009, just a few months before I signed up, and I was there. And then it kind of had a sad ending, but basically what happened is the main developer, the CEO, Steve, known as Stevio in game, he passed away in a tragic accident in 2015. Actually, I remember that very well because it was right about the same time when my cousin passed away, like within the same month or so. It was very, very close. And then after that, at that point, they didn't really have any, because there was like maybe two other developers, something like that, but they had left this company. I mean, it wasn't like this wasn't like EA or something making this game. It was just a passion project. I think Stevio had worked at like a company like Sony or something like that, and then quit it to kind of do this like side project. And it was very successful, but he passed away in 2015, and basically his wife, who obviously was not a developer, had no technical knowledge, was just trying to figure out, what do we do with this game? But unfortunately, in that process of trying to decide what to do, like not long after that, the game became more and more unsecure, and unfortunately fell victim to hackers and a lot of security vulnerabilities. The game got hacked. The user IDs, passwords got leaked. It was just a bad time, and eventually, unfortunately, due to those security issues, the game had to be shut down around like I think 2018. Again, I kind of go in detail in one of my other Onverse videos I put out, but that's what happened, and the game remained, obviously closed down. There was a possibility it might have gotten redeveloped, but never did. Again, I'm not really surprised because game development was not his wife's thing, and they couldn't get anyone to take over. Now, what are we looking at now? OV2, it is basically a fan recreation. However they did it, I don't know. They got a hold of like a lot of these the game assets, and then redeveloped it. So now the original game was developed with Torque, which I believe is kind of a game engine that's not really used anymore. But these two developers, I think Preston and Aaron are the two main developers that are on Discord in that group server thing. I don't know what the heck you call it. They redeveloped it with the assets, but developing it with Unity. So how they do it, I don't know. I'm not a developer. Now here we get a gift. I will show you that. We got a blue. It'll say down here, but we got a blue jackpot treasure key. And then you can gamble that. I'll show you the casino real quick as well. So yeah, this is kind of what we do here. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to when this eventually, comes out to. But yeah, so there was basically 2 attempts to redevelop this game. One that they were calling OV Now. A few years ago, kind of 2020-ish or so, somewhere in there, they attempted to redevelop this game, and there was a couple people that worked pretty hard on it. Unfortunately, it never really turned. It was kind of a single-player walkthrough thing of the game, of the environment, a single-player walkthrough. There wasn't really player points. There was no, like, MMO aspect to it. It was an attempt. Unfortunately, it never went there, and then the Discord and the forums and everyone that was kind of discussing this, everything kind of just, it just, it got a point where there was no talk about game updates for a couple of years, and then the whole thing kind of just died out. And then at some point, really not that long ago, honestly, I can't tell you exactly how long it's been under development, but this moved really quick, in my opinion. These folks, Aaron, Preston, now I don't know if I'm assuming that they are, because it's Aaron and Preston, okay? So if it says down here, it says rebuilt with love by AP Forge Studios. So it's their kind of company, but they got this really cool website here. Like, I don't know if they plan on redeveloping new games, but they got this like really professional looking site here, and yeah, like, I don't know anything. Like, I don't remember these guys from the original Onverse days, but yeah, I mean, they got like a really darn nice site. And then, the only project they have as right now is like OV2 Onverse, but like, yeah, they got a really cool website. Like, so they're just some smart dudes, and I don't know how they redeveloped. This is not like just putting a Roblox game together. So, but yeah, AP, which Aaron, I'm assuming is Aaron Press. I just thought about. I've been looking at this like for the longest time, and like it wasn't until just the other day that I put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, that's probably the initials of their name. So, awesome work, guys. I mean, again, the one thing I was suggesting to them in Discord was about the lighting, and I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about there in a minute. But they kind of joked that said, yeah, just kind of deal with the dark. Again, they're just kind of being jovial with me, but. I swear one of them said that they did see my video or live stream, so that's kind of cool. But they redeveloped it, and it's very, very close to the original. Like I said, the mechanics of this is a little different, but I'm getting used to it. I'm learning to just not try to. Sometimes left click works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm learning to just do right click use tool out of a deal, and it's been pretty solidly working. So. I figured that out. Oh, here is Stevio. So this is the developer. He was a very young guy too. This is just a very sad story, and it was kind of a sad ending. But he actually he was in a motorcycle accident, like I said, 2015, and I think his wife was pregnant with his child at the time. So just just absolutely horrible. If you go back to, I have my video of my Onverse memory slideshow. The last few of them were taking in the hub of Onverse after he passed. You'll see like the last 3 or 4 photos. There was like a whole bunch of people in the hub. That was everyone kind of joined together like the day or two or whatever after his passing. It was kind of a little memorial thing they were doing there. I went online, joined, got the screenshots and stuff. Um, and yeah, that's what that was from. You'll see some of the captions talking about Stevio and rest in peace and that sort of thing. Now, down here, it really doesn't, you can't know if you can read it, but if you do want to do the ovTwo Discord, again, you can add me Memories by Wayne. The address is, you might be able to search ovTwo. I don't really know how it works, but the website is discord.gg/ovTwo. So that's how you can. And yeah, I mean, it's still work in progress. It's still beta, but it's back. I mean, I've been through multiple projects. They were trying to redo Fantage. I was connected to their groups who were trying to redevelop Fantage. I'm sure you guys know many. There was Club Penguin rewritten, which I think had to be shut down for legal issues. Yeah, I think, honestly, I don't know because the best I could tell, I used to have his wife on my Twitter/X, but that's a platform also that I don't really use too much anymore. Um, I still have my original account, but I don't really go in there that much for multiple reasons. Um, I don't know how she would feel. I'm assuming she knows about it, but I think, yeah, I have no doubt that Steve would be very proud of what basically the fans put together. This is a fan-driven project. As fancy as the website looks, AP Forged, this is still fans that developed this and put this together and allowed us to do this. So, like I said, I do want to get the VIP package, which I think is like $9.99 a month, something like that. I don't know for the basic one, just to support developers. But I do kind of want to see what the timeline is as far as like getting some of these things developed further, and then make that decision. I think once that Villa Worlds opens up, then I'm going to be really getting serious into this thing. So again, I'm not going to go over every single thing. These are air cannons that let you jump to different parts of the world, but again, you can also do it through the map. Um, but I've kind of showed you the basics now here about the player point hunting. Sometimes, and someone may have grabbed them, but sometimes you'll see these little firework things. There might be one down here. They're also a tool, or not a tool, but a player point thing you can pick up. This is a little different. Basically what they do is shoot the player points out. This is a little different though. In Onverse, they kind of used to shoot them across the grass. Now they just kind of jump up like the other ones, like that. I kind of like this better, to be honest with you. But alright, so now we have these player points, we have these cash coins, what we can do? Well, we can go back into the hub and buy stuff for our apartment. Or if we want to buy clothes. We can run through, again, I kind of did that, but since it's your first one... Alright, I want to make sure Jasleen didn't say anything to us. Oh, she's flying around in a... she's flying around in her little, whatever that is. Dragon or something. Yeah, so you can buy different animals to fly around in. Right now we just have the basic car thing, so the free OV buggy. Free OV buggy, where are you? Do I got a double click? There we go. And then here we got our sit point. And now we can just drive around the hub and most of the world. You can also, if you want to spend cash coins, you can also get, fancier cars. But these are all the different shops. I went through all these kind of in the last live stream, so I'll just kind of go through. So we have like shades, so sunglasses, factory fresh imports. That's like clothing. There's a men's and women's his and hers clothing section on the right. On the left, we have Tidal Wave Beachwear. That is the free shop that we started in where I showed you the tools. That's where you can get t-shirts and stuff for free. Alternative clothing, bling, jewelry, and accessories. Dress to Impress. Another clothing shop, I believe. And then this is Home Improvement. We're going to come back to that in a moment. That's where we get the furniture stuff for our houses and stuff like that. Fat hat, so hats and accessories like that. What is this? Threads, so another clothing thing. Best pets. You can get pets or whatever. I have the free cat right now. Yeah, I've been trying to get the mechanics here of the driving. I haven't been doing really well at this. Ooh, I see another tool thing there to pick up. Thought I saw something we could pick up. And we're kind of stuck. Yeah, I've noticed the vehicle's getting stuck a little bit here. So, and then if we want to just put it back into our inventory, we go to I, click, and there we go. Now it goes away. So, maybe I saw something. Oh, I thought I saw the trash can over here. Okay, anyway. So let's go into Home Improvement. Now we can walk through it or we can go directly through the hub here. This Home Improvement Furniture Galore. This is different. This used to be a multiple level thing. So I could show you. Oh, for the cooler pad. Yeah, I saw like one of the the tech channels talk about it. I think Salem Techsperts, and I think that would be good. Obviously, I don't know how well you can hear it, but the fan does go. The CPU could definitely run a little hot on this thing, but that's kind of known with this. Let me bring up, I know you said about my specs here, so I think this control center thing here will actually, the Gigabyte control center will actually tell me a little bit about my specs. So I'm not running too bad right now. I've seen it worse, but our CPU at 61. When those fans get kicking up, this can easily get up to 90. I know that's not the greatest, but what are we at? We're 13th gen Intel Core i7 136020H with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 laptop GPU. So we do have a dedicated GPU at least, and it's been running fine. 32 gigs of memory, storage for 1 terabyte, CPU fan things, GPU fan things, and again, there's a lot of settings here. I don't really understand a lot of this. Is just the one I have it on at the moment, but each one of these has an automatic, maximum, or custom, and again, you can adjust all this if you actually know what you're doing. But then this also lets me, if I want to change the color of the keyboard, I can choose. Right now I got my keyboard's a pinkish thing. I could switch over to light blue. I randomly change this every once in a while. Not the most exciting thing. Obviously, there's not it doesn't let me do the the rainbow effects or whatever. It's very basic. Some have complained about the basics, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I could, if I really want an external keyboard, whatever. But I think it's just about battery life and everything. But so that's a little bit of the basics on the old Gigabyte G6. But So yeah, so a lot of these I'll show you just like one of these here, the Dress to Impress. We can go there. They have the like events and stuff here at the Dress to Impress, but like these are one floor, but sometimes they have double floor. So yeah, you just kind of go through a couple of these. You can right click them. You can see how much they cost. If they require player points or cash coins. I've noticed a lot of stuff in the shops cost cash coins, where previously in Onverse there was kind of a mix between player points, but a lot of these stuffs in these shops seem to be more just cash coins, with a few exceptions here and there. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. It's just one thing. Now, see here it says up. There's multiple levels, but yeah, you can just right click on anything, whether you want shoes, shirts, pants, or whatever. I have one of the free shirts that says I was here first when it's grand opening day or whatever, or the public beta release date, December 1st, 2025. So again, I've got some free. I've gotten everything free so far. I don't really have that much. Again, the clothing thing. Some people obviously are coming in. The big thing is how they're going to dress their avatar. That's what they're mainly there for. But all this stuff I have is free. I have a long sleeve white shirt, a white tee. I got this shirt here. This is also free. It's kind of funny. It says, I don't know if it's not letting me zoom up. There we go. It says, "Would like to be your friend." This was free. So they import a lot of these assets from Onverse as well. And one of the things that Onverse was doing was a T-shirt contest. So you could submit a design for a T-shirt, and I think this was one of those. So you go in there, you go to that free shop, the first one we went to when we started, and it'll tell you like, oh, this shirt was the contest winner from July 2010. So I just kind of love that that piece of history is there, even though that person probably not even on the game most likely, but got that little bit of history there. We could try and figure that out too. See, we can go over there and see if we can see one of the contest shirts, but yeah. So you can go through each one of these shops, pick up things again. You definitely need to either go VIP or purchase the cash coins or the package if you're really focused on these accessories, because again, most everything is going to be cash coins. Again, that feels a little different. I'm not here to, obviously, cash coins are much more beneficial to the developers than player points, but just something to keep in mind. Thankfully, the furniture is still a mix of player points versus cash coins, so that's good. I bought things with a mix of cash coins and player points for the furniture. So my apartment's changed quite a bit since our last live stream. I'll show you that in a moment. But yeah, so there's 2 floors here. We can go down that to the other one. And yeah, so that's basics of that. Let's go back into the free shop again. This is where you can get your free shirts and stuff like that. Again, I really don't care much about the clothing aspect of it. But on the other side, there's the net. So this is where we first kind of saw. Okay, he's still hanging out there. Well, let's see if we can find, see if any of these are. This one might be. Let's see. Ah, perfect. Male August create a shirt winner says so. Congratulations to Anime Sweets for this winning entry into the August 2011 Create a Shirt competition. And if you want to buy it for free, buy it for free. Everything on this table here is going to be for free. But I think that is just so cool. Obviously, I don't know what was involved as far as importing these assets over. There's really no reason why the developers would need to move this over. Obviously, because who knows if this guy's even here, guy or gal, I guess. But the nostalgia, and I think I'm assuming that's why they did this. The nostalgia of it, the history of it. That's very cool. So August 2011. Oh boy, that was a time ago, huh? What were we all doing in 2011? Here's one that says whatever. I don't know if this is.
Mail May create a shirt a winner. Congratulations to the Watcher. I remember that name from Onverse, the Watcher. I remember that name. For her winning T-shirt design during the month of May 2011. So cool, yeah. And if I want to buy heels, I can buy heels for free. This is a nice. Is that? I don't want to. I don't think I have this one. So yeah, so we buy for free. Do you want to purchase? Yes. And now it'll show you right here in your inventory. So this actually is kind of a nice. I wish this was long sleeve though, because that would be more appropriate for the weather right now. There we go. And yeah, this is honestly something I would wear normally. I would rather have this long sleeve. Honestly, this is definitely more of a long sleeve type of shirt I would wear. But yeah, this actually kind of works for me. I'm kind of feeling it. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna wear that now. So let's go to the furniture shop again real quick. And I know we're at like almost an hour, and we still got to get back to the game room. But let me show you real quick what we've been doing with our home. Yeah, I was gonna like a half hour, and that was it. And we are gonna do it. That was it. But we are gonna get to the game room. So if you guys are looking for the gaming content as far as Wayne's Arcade World, don't worry, we're gonna get there. Yeah, I was a little bit younger. I was not 10 in 2011, but I was a little bit younger. But yeah, I don't know. I think you might want to look into it. You might want to consider. I don't know what type. I know you definitely, Tyler. I know you're definitely into the Steam games and stuff. Obviously, you can't download this game on Steam, but it's again, I can't really log in right now to show it to you guys, other because then I'd have to lose the chat. It would disconnect while I do my MFA and everything. But yeah, you literally just it'll say get started, create your avatar. So I can show you this basically. So if you go to ovTwo.com. Get started, create your avatar. So you put an email, username, password, a display name, which can be something different. You have your login username, and then you have your display name. I thought in Onverse they were one and the same. And then you can choose either a feminine or masculine. And then you start out with one of 3 avatars. And then once you sign up, yeah, obviously you can start going and changing. You can change your hair color, hairstyle, all that. You can change all of that for free. And then obviously maybe get some of the free clothing or something like that. And then yeah, you can put your. So we want to do that, and you can kind of see. So we'll go like, hey, let's let me get my chat back here. So we want to say let's have our, for the fun of it, let's have our display name be Tyler Thunder 2001. There you go. So that's Tyler, but we'll make him masculine. Let's see what Tyler. I don't know. Well, this is the avatar I started with, and obviously I don't look anything like that anymore. So there you go. So then you would do all your thing, choose your date of birth. You have to do that again. At least at this point, there's none of this funny Roblox login verification stuff. I think all you do is verify your email. Click a link in your email to complete the setup, and you're done. There's none of this funny business. Now, your mileage may vary if you are in Australia or if you're in UK. I don't know any. I'm not the expert on any of that stuff, but at least for me, no one's asking for my license or my facial recognition or a selfie. None of that's on this game yet, as far as I'm aware. Whether that comes down the road, I don't know, but I hope not, because it's ridiculous, and that's coming to Roblox as well pretty soon. And then yeah, you register your account, you download it. There's a download link here. I think it might take you directly, but yeah, you can go download. Your free home is waiting again. Nothing's requiring a credit card to do any of this. And then it just tells you download the ovTwo launcher, run the installer, bypass. You will get security warnings on Windows because it's still not. Obviously, if you're worried about that, it's telling you not to worry, but basically you will get security warnings because they haven't been able to get their official certifications. So the security, the SSL, the Windows security things, they got to pay like big money to Microsoft to get that, and they don't have that. So you got to bypass. It'll have the big red flashing warning screen on there. Obviously, it's not going to be an issue here. I've done it. So if you have questions, again, here's a link to the Discord. Boom, 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 Discord invite, and here you go. You can sign up to all that as well. I'm sure you guys probably know a lot more about Discord than I do. And then yeah, once you get downloaded, it has a launcher. You run the launcher, and the launcher is a very small file, and then it will load the rest of the game. It will update the game automatically if there's an update. Very, very easy. Very low resources. Like I said, my fans kick up, but again, my fans kick up for everything. But where you said with that cooler thing might actually help. So 27 for Sunset Overdrive. That's not bad at all. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. I mean, like I said, I'm not like, I don't know, like I have a terabyte hard drive, so I'm like, why would I want to download one of these like 100 GB games or stuff like that? I don't know. I plan to get I have another spot for an M.2 slot or whatever, so I am going to get at some point, going to get a bigger like SSD to have, like a 4 terabyte SSD or something like that. Down the road, I haven't yet, but at some point down the road, I'm going to do that, and I'll have more space. But yeah, like the smaller games, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And yeah, 27 gigabytes is not bad at all. I forget what this. Let me see what it's telling me here. Yeah, right now, Microsoft Clip Chat's actually using the most. Right now, it's telling me. Yeah, it's telling me the ovTwo launcher is only using 257 megabytes. So, not going to be an issue for most folks. I don't know if they have more. That's for the launcher. I think that includes the entire game. I could be wrong, but right now it's telling me the ovTwo launcher is only using 257 megabytes. So, not something most folks. And it should work on generally lower end hardware. Again, I have not tested this on my Windows 7 desktop. Onverse worked good. I'm not testing it. Obviously, we have our laptop here. There's no reason to do that anyway. So we're going to home improvement, and let me see if I can purchase something just so I can show you how I would place it. So the key thing that I was kind of screwing up on here is we have a previous and next page. So I wasn't finding items. I'm like, where is this certain type of lamp? I know it exists. What I was forgetting was this thing existed down here. So if you watch the last live stream and where I was having issues with it, was I was forgetting that when you search something, you still have multiple pages. It looks like there's only I don't know, that's kind of weird. Like, it only displays like 8 at a time. So you look at it and you search something, you think, oh, there's only 8 items. No, there's more. You got to look down here and click next page. So what's kind of nice, and again, this used to be a similar thing where it was multiple floors. Now it's here. It's different, but I kind of like this too because it's a lot. You don't have to wait for that certain item for your. And again, this is all stuff that you're going to put in your apartment, your house. Again, you have free apartments, you have deluxe apartments. Let's get back here. So if you go into the hub, you have free apartments. These are the ones everyone get free, no money required. The deluxe apartments require some, I think like 10,000 player points, if I'm not mistaken. These are 2-bedroom apartments. Again, if you want to see that, I did show that in the last live stream. But since we're already at like an hour here at this point, and I still want to do some Mario stuff. Again, I kind of have to shorten this down a little bit. So let's search lamps. Now this is where I was getting like, okay, why in particular I was here like, why am I only seeing this much? Well, I didn't realize page 1 through 6. So yes, there's multiple pages here. So yes, this is why I was not finding certain things. Was because I was. Again, this is the dumb part of me here. I was not realizing that they're here. There's 6 pages of stuff to get. So my apartment's pretty well set, but I might buy like a plant or something just to have. Again, it'll tell you if it costs cash coins, if it costs the player points. If you do have the VIP, you get a discount on everything, basically. So that is one advantage. If you are going to be really, really decorating, if you're going to buy a house, the villas, the bigger apartments, the houses, you could develop your own mansions if you want. They have like land plots that let you develop. There's the folks that really put their time and money into this game. I'm happy with the free apartment right now until I can get my old villa back. But yeah, so this is an interesting way. So let's find real quick. Again, so that's kind of the thing where I was getting kind of confused. Was I didn't realize there was a next page. Well, I knew it was there, but I didn't. I was like seeing that the 6 or the 8 things here and thinking that was it. You can search toilet. now here, there's only 6. Okay, now here everything's grayed out. There's only 6 toilets you can get. If I want a golden toilet, I can. But yeah, let's do that. I want to get the toilets. We do not actually have a toilet in our apartment yet, so that's. Although I don't really have the space for a bathroom, so it might just have to sit in our bedroom. But I'll show you guys that in a minute. But yeah, these are something that I had pretty early on too. So the porcelain toilet and the toilet paper. Yeah. So they are interactable. I've been learning because the whole process they have of this is kind of different. But yeah, I will show you exactly how that works. So that's kind of the main thing. So now, if we want to look, so this is different. Now, you don't just right-click on this. What they decided to do was if you click the search, it puts it up there so you can look at it closer. So again, this is all new. This is totally different than Onverse. And again, what's better? Well, that's up to your opinion. So now you get the little hand thing here that will let you right click and it will give you details, purchase it info. So it'll tell you, give you a porcelain toilet for doing the deed. Other applications, Akuda, foot cleaner or dog bowl. We highly recommend Onverse. Again, I think they've kept all these descriptions the same since the Onverse days. Also, like that touch. You'll find a lot of references to Onverse in this game. So it's technically called ovTwo, but there's a lot of Onverse stuff in here. And it says buy for 250 pp. Click it. Are you sure? Yes. So now our little player point thing here went down, but we got like 3,000 because I've been, every day this week I go in 5-10 minutes, do the runs around all the different areas of the hub, and pick up a few hundred player point. This will once the villa opens up, and assuming that they have a lot more of the player points, and I will show you this when we get to that point. I'll be able to build these player points very quickly. At one point, I had like 90,000 something player points built up because I would go into like the little space world thing and just like half hour I would just go through and pick up every single thing and just get a ton of those player points. And that's what I'm really hoping eventually will come out. So, but I don't know I do not know, and they will not reveal what the next big thing, quote unquote, is going to be. I'm hoping it's Villa because I want to purchase my Villa, but I'll be happy with any world that will let me pick up the player points quicker. Of course, we need some toilet paper to go with that, so here's our little toilet paper thing. Again, right-click, purchase info. Here it'll tell you we got another 100 Onverse brand toilet paper with a lettered decal chosen by our random number generator. Seriously, the letters are completely random, really totally random. Yeah, the developers had a lot of fun. Again, the original Onverse developers, including Stevio, had a lot of fun putting these things together. Definitely a lot of Easter egg things. They had I think they had a pear-shaped laptop, or it was a pear on a laptop, and they said it's a pear-shaped laptop that definitely doesn't resemble any fruit or something like that. Just something stupid like that. And a lot of inside jokes on that. But I do have a laptop. Some of my CCs went to a laptop. Yeah, I have a laptop in a virtual game. I'll show it to you. So I'm not going to necessarily place all these things right now. I just, because it's here, I want to have them. I think it would be kind of fun to have the plunger right next to it. All right, so I think we've done everything here. Um, I haven't been able to figure a way to make this go away. I'm assuming that no one else in the game can see my plunger. I'm assuming that I can only see that. I don't know. I'm not really sure. It'll just kind of sit here until I leave the game, so I don't know. I'm not really sure. So, this is kind of funny. So, yeah, I made this. So, I purchased one of the free apartments. I will show you again because, hey, maybe Tyler will join. That'll be fun. I'll show you how to find my apartment. I'll actually show you how to find my kids because both my kids are on this game as well. So, my oldest was actually on Onverse, but that's the whole thing. She technically was not technically old enough to be on Onverse back in the day, but I kind of helped her get on there and kind of watched her. But she was she played the game more than me back in the day, honestly. She's always been a computer nerd like me, and yeah, my oldest was. But they're all three of them are on there. I haven't actually like seen them online yet to add them as a friend. You can't really add anyone as a friend until you both are online. I think that's kind of the way it was in Onverse too. But like, yeah, my username is Memories by Wayne, but I don't think you can add me as a friend until you're actually on the game and in there at the same time as I am. Kind of like we had what was her name again? Jasleen. Kind of how Jasleen added me, or I added her. So we can go to because we got this annoying music in the background. So let's get out to the hub here. Okay, cool. So we're out here in the hub. Okay, before we do that, let's go to the map. The hub. So we have free apartments, deluxe apartments. Now, what this does is creates what they call instances, I still have issues saying this word, instance, or instances. What they're calling floors. So you only get so many apartments in one floor. When they all fill up, you got to keep making more floors or instances. Now, right now it's at 8. I think at one point there were like hundreds of these floors. Basically, it's just more apartments, allowing more people to get more of these free apartments. So as these fill up, they're just going to keep on adding more floors. One big thing here that's a big difference, I get why they're doing that, is they have rental and purchase options. Just rental for the free apartments. So, like, if you don't renew your lease, and I'll show you kind of about how that works, you do lose your apartment after 30 days. And that, again, because I know the developer might see this, and I'm not trying to dog on anyone, but I'm just prying friendly suggestions, and I'm going to provide, even though they know I was sort of kind of complaining. Not really. I was just asking if we could do the lighting thing yet, but I was just kind of not really sure. A little suggestion is better communication about. I don't know if everyone really understands that they may be losing their apartment if they don't renew it within 30 days. There should be some of these server announcements down here, these yellow server announcements. Something should mention, hey, especially as we get closer to the end of December, and all these people that came in and bought their apartment on day one, they're going to lose it if they're not logging into the game and doing it. So there should be some better communication on that. Hey, if you want to keep your apartment and not lose all your progress that you made as far as decoration, you don't lose your items. They just go back in your inventory, but all that time you spent decorating it will go away if you don't renew your lease. That did not exist. Once you had your apartment, house, or whatever back in Onverse, you basically had it forever. But they've done this, I'm assuming, for like dormant accounts that haven't logged in for years. It frees up a space. That's why I'm guessing they do it. I don't know for sure, but whatever, it is what it is. I just would suggest a little bit better communication so people aren't caught off guard. But so floor 2 is where I'm at. So if you go to the Metro View Free, floor 2, I am right here on the left side, apartment number 28. My sister, who was also originally in Onverse, she's in apartment 30. That's the main reason why I did that, is I got one close to her. And then, let me see, let me look. I gotta look at my screenshots here. I gotta see. what floor my kids were on here. 6. I think they're on 4. Yeah, they're on 4. Okay, cool. So we can go to floor 4. And you can go to anyone's apartment so you can kind of see what it looks like. And it's funny, I don't think they honestly planned it, but my youngest daughter actually is also in apartment 28. And then right next to her is my oldest daughter, the one that was originally in Onverse. So floor 4, 29, 28. Again, I don't know if they planned that around that or not, but I know they just were kind of looking to get stuff next to each other. And then we're on 28. Now, if I want to go to my apartment, I could click this. Or you can click H to go to home. Now, let's press F to go to friends. I'll show you this. So you have a basic friends list. You got requests, ignored, kind of like a block list. And then folks that are nearby. You can right-click on anyone. It's a little glitchy, but if you can right-click on anyone, like let's see, let's look at our friend here, our buddy Jazleen, who's online still. Yeah, so the yellow people are offline, green is online. Right-click, and then you can view their profile on the web, remove friend, home, teleport if you want to teleport to wherever she is in the game. If you want to ignore her, again, it's block, or if you want to send her a direct message. Again, it will send a direct message through the chat down here. But if we right-click home, it's going to tell us what she has. So she has a Metro View Deluxe apartment. That's the one that's like the 10,000 player points or whatever. And then she has her free apartment. So, and then you can nickname it whatever you want. Right now, she has Untitled. And then she has Mi Casita. So let's go to her house. I hope she eventually looks up at me online. So I did tell her I was doing live streams on her. I didn't necessarily tell her I was live streaming at the moment. But yeah, and so we go here. Now it'll tell us apartment 6, owner, and it'll tell you who owns it. Now, the one thing that's still really glitchy on this, unless, again, I'm being kind of a dum-dum, my sister suggested that you use the scroll wheel to do like a point of view thing like this. But the door can be kind of weird, like it just kind of opens and closes, and I don't know if I'm just, again, being a dum-dum and not figuring out why. And then I can sneak in. So, oh, she actually doesn't have anything in here. Jazleen, you have nothing in your free apartment. She must have, I'm guessing she moved everything to her deluxe apartment. Yeah, I have a feeling that's why this is empty. Now, I haven't tested yet, but back in Onverse, you were able to, like, do a complete dump of your house or apartment, so you wanted to put everything in your apartment back into inventory, you could, unless you reach the inventory limit. There is a limit to what you can have in your inventory, depending if you're VIP or not. That I'm not gonna get too much into that yet. We're not at that point yet in this game, but I did reach my inventory limits before back in Onverse. But if we get to that point, I'll discuss that more, and then you have to sell some things in order to get stuff back in your house. It's a whole process. But let's go back into our friends list. Right click home. Let's see if she has anything in her deluxe apartment. We'll show you that real quick. All right, let me take a look at the. All right, cool. Tyler said he will try ovTwo later. Awesome. Yeah, let me know how you like it. And I will definitely let you know once I finally get the Steam everything done as well. So, all right. So now we're at the deluxe apartment. Back in the Onverse days, I had both the free apartment and I had the deluxe apartment. I had both before I got my villa house. Now let's see if we can get in there without it being done. Okay. Well, she has both, but it looks like she hasn't furnished yet. So the difference here mainly is that you have your main floor. And then you have an upstairs. And then the free apartment, you don't have an upstairs. So upstairs, you have this main area here. You have what could be a bedroom, bathroom, whatever. I didn't have this too long before I ended up getting the villa. All right, now let me show you my house. Finally, we're at the Rate My Crib section here of the game, where you can take a look. And yes, I've been spending a lot of time since our last live stream playing around with this. So, home, And if you look up my username, if you find me, however you can find me, yeah, we have Wayne's YouTuber Crib. Wayne's YouTuber Crib. So let me show you a little close to that. Yes, there we go. The one and only thing I have right now. I might keep this around when I do get my villa house. Just kind of make this like a YouTuber party zone, kind of Mr. Beast style, wild thing. Hopefully, when the lights are fully functional. Again, we'll get into that. um, Make like a big like dance party where kind of like my version of a Mr. Beast hangout zone, that's or something. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but that's might be what I'll continue to do once I officially get my villa thing. But yeah, so H home, we can right click, we can click this to teleport. Very easy. And there we go. And boy, oh boy. Again, if you want to see what my apartment looked like, feel free to go back to the last live stream I did on this. But there we go. Number 28, Memories by Wayne. We can take a quick look. I don't think my kids have done really anything with their apartments yet, but we can look at what my sister's got here. It's a lot of CCs involved. Okay, it doesn't tell you in the apartments what CCs, but all this stuff can be moved. All this stuff can be rotated. Um, it's fun. Some people are. This is what they're really into is the home stuff. I like doing it. I don't really know a ton of what else I'm gonna do with it outside of what I have at the moment. But like I said, I'll put the toilet down there at least to show you that. But yeah. So some of this stuff might have cost cash coins. Some of it might have cost player points. I think a lot of this is still player points. I'm pretty sure my sister at least got the Uber Zapper package as well. She might have purchased the cash coin separately, and then she has. So you got the main living room. No two floors here with the free apartment, but you got a little living area, and you got a little bedroom/bedroom, I'm bathroom, or whatever you want to use this for. I'm using it as a bedroom. I'll show you that in a minute, and then you get a view. Yeah, the view is different depending what side of the apartment you're on. Yeah, nice little area here. So the whole thing here, I don't know, she had a lamp. Okay, let me see, she got a lamp in here. Okay, she does have a lamp. So one of the things that I loved, someone being that I was into, um, I've always been into like lighting and stuff like that, is you used to be able to turn like any sort of light or something like that, you could turn it on, you'd right click, turn on, they'd have a button and it would just kind of turn on. And you could turn on any lamp, you could turn on ceiling lamps, you could turn on the lamps you have on the wall. They had floor lamps, and I loved it. And you can also purchase in the furniture store, there's a big green button that you would buy with, I think, cash coins. And it'll let you turn on everything at once. Of course, I got that. But that is not functional. Is not functional yet. They're either going to get the everything lit, or what they said is they may have everything turn on at night automatically. So here's my crib. I'll show you. So I did buy some lighting, not knowing at the time that it's not functional. And so I went into community Discord and asked him. I said, "Hey, am I missing? Am I being a dum dum, or does the lighting actually work?" And it was one of the developers, I think Preston, who said, well, there was someone, I think it was Glessy. Glessy's very active. She's been back since the very, very early days of Onverse. I remember everyone who's been Onverse knew about Glessy, and one of those names you just kind of remember. She wrote and she kind of told me about what the plan was, that it's in development yet. They just might, it needs some time, and they may just have it where everything just comes on when it gets dark outside. So, yeah, that's cool too. Still, I would like, if I could prefer anything, I prefer the function of me being able to turn on and off myself. And then it was Preston that came back and said, I forget exactly how he worded it, but he said like, you will live in darkness and be happy with it or something. Again, being jovial, joking, obviously I'm assuming. Again, I wasn't necessarily complaining. I was just more like, hey, am I being a dum-dum and I'm not seeing this? But normally you would right click, you'd be able to turn all this stuff, these two lights on. But But yeah, so it's a work in progress, and I hope. I'm just a little again. I was not part of the invite program. I mainly because I was not part of the early alpha days because I didn't want to do Discord, even though here we are. We're on it. We're on Discord now. Let me get rid of my toolbar thing here. Okay, cool. Um, and that was my decision. I waited until the public, and we still end up getting on Discord anyway. But um, and again, this is not again. I wasn't a developer. This is not a critique. I guess maybe it is. I don't know. Uh, Obviously, this wasn't a big priority. If I personally was the person charting out the development plan of the game, I would probably put lighting as needs to be functional in a day one release. Maybe that's just not important. Maybe it's just me being sort of a lighting and decorative nerd. But if I was putting out a roadmap as far as what needs to be ready in day one, I definitely would have put functional lighting. Again, that's just me. And my only thought is maybe that there is so much that is involved on getting that to work that they said, no, we can't do that. It's going to delay the game by another 3 months or so, something like that. I'm guessing that was kind of what was thought of at. But I would have personally put that as for December 1st, 2025, I would have said, okay, lighting's pretty much an important thing. All right, now let me show you guys. All right, well, let me give you the rate my crib. Again, this looks nothing like. I do have pictures in the screenshots. You can see it in the Onverse photo slideshow, but I should be able to show you it pretty here easily as well here. Like in 2009, when I first signed up, I had the first apartment. It looked similar like this. The walls were, I think, were a different color though. But again, I'll show it to you guys. And it might have been it might have been like reversed, like things were different reversed because I was in an odd number versus an even number or whatever. But yeah, this is what a lot of this is what I've been working on over the past week or so. So let's go on. This is the MTV Rate My Crib. More stuff's coming. I just don't have a lot of ideas right now, and I'm kind of happy with it. But again, we shall see. So we'll come in here before we go in the bedroom. This is my living room / Wayne's Arcade World / kitchen again. Only so much you can do with a small space, but here we have. I had this couch back in the Onverse days. I love this thing. This is the blue 50 styles couch, which surprisingly, it takes a lot of player points, but it does take player points. A couple end tables. I have not. Once the lighting is functional, I will put lamps here, but I don't think I'm going to be buying any more lighting until the lighting's functional, because that's kind of silly. It's silly to spend cash coins or whatever on something that's not actually functional. Not a critique, just kind of a observation and a personal preference. Here we got a bunch of standard cabinets. These are pretty cheap to get for player points. So you got your cabinets up here. Got some cabinets. You can align this stuff pretty well with the rotation tool. So if you want to really align this stuff, you can do this. I'm still kind of learning this process, but we have a couple counters here. Black marble top counter. Again, I kind of, for now, went with the red cherry look on here. Part of it was because, again, I was being a dum-dum in the home improvement, and I was looking for a lighter thing, a lighter table. Did not see it before I realized that there is, even if you search table or end table, there were multiple pages still on there, and I was being a dum-dum, so I saw the red one, went with that. And, I don't want to sell the stuff right now, so we're just rolling with it, going with the red. A little different than how I had my first apartment on here, but I'll take it. And again, obviously we could change stuff later. One of the last things I got was this floor rug over here. Got a microwave. You got a little fridge. Anything outside of the little college dorm room type fridge thing costs CC, I believe, so, or a lot of player points. But and then here, this is where a lot of my cash coins went. So my cash coins went to 4 different things, and I knew I wanted to get this. I had these back in my Onverse days when I had the villa, I think. We got our little mini Wayne's Arcade World here. Three different. It doesn't really tell you how much cash coins, but again, I had 500. We're down to 228 now. uh, so again, most of those cash coins, and we still have some. So not planning on buying a ton with cash coins at this point still, but maybe small stuff. But it went to four different things, which I knew I wanted. So we have Hillbilly Pinball, Space Walrus, and this Super Soccer. I may not have had this Super Soccer. I don't know if this was a thing back then, but or I just never saw it. But I know I had at least these two. But now we got three arcade games, so we have our little mini Wayne's Arcade World, which we are still going to get to. I promised you guys Mario 64. And we are going to get down there, even if this is a long live stream. Again, I don't know exactly when I'm going to do another OV2 live stream. Again, I'm going to just kind of be, again, doing player points. Going to be maybe decorating my apartment a little bit here, but until they start having big updates where, again, they start releasing the worlds, releasing the games, there's not going to be a lot of new stuff for me to do on these live streams. And this is just a little fun. So I spent cash coins for all these three, and I had to do this. Kind of out of nostalgia, I had this on Onverse as well, the Onverse laptop. So let me see if I can see exactly how it words it here. If you're too close to an object, instead of right-clicking, it wants to move you. There we go. So we need the little hand thing here. Okay, info. A gray laptop. Now you can visit a virtual world from within a virtual world. So it looks like you're going in the Onverse game while you're in the Onverse game. There's no functionality with it other than that. It's just a cute little thing. And again, like the t-shirt contest and a lot of these other touches, reminiscent of the Onverse days. I don't know if they will always keep it permanently like that or not, if they'll change it to OV2, but while it still said Onverse, I wanted to grab it, so I thought that was a cool little touch. Basically playing a game that doesn't exist from OV2. I just think that's kind of funny. And then I bought these controllers, these game controllers. I think these were also player points, but again, most of these went to these four things. I think that's the only cash coin things I bought so far. But yeah, we got four wireless controllers. So again, if I start getting folks like you, Tyler, in there who want to come hang out or whatever, we can pretend to play video games on here because this couch, I think, seats four, does it? Let's see here. Again, you got to look where the sit points are, but I think, or is it three? Okay, I don't remember now. Let's see. Again, some of the mechanics are still a little funky here, but there we go. So we click this. Boop, there we go. We can do left click or right click to. No, I don't want to do it. There we go. Again, trying to move. There we go. All right. So left click, zoom in, zoom out, etc. All right, cool. So yeah, so four of us can hang out here and play a virtual game, or we can pretend like we have a video game system on the TV. There's also a flat screen TV. I don't know if I've seen it yet or not, but for now I got the old antique TV. It was pretty cheap with the player points, but I might upgrade that at some point as well. But four of us could sit there. Now we can't handle. None of this stuff can move or do anything. It's just, again, it's a decoration piece. We can't hold the controllers or whatever, anything like that. That was never a thing in Onverse, and obviously not going to be a thing here. But yeah, four of us can technically sit down here again, although I don't know why my little sit point things don't really show up. That's, again, definitely some different game mechanics from how Onverse was. Okay, so now we move. Okay, we used to be able to just go from one to the other right away, but we have to jump with the space bar, and then now we can sit on another one. There we go. So cool, awesome. All right, cool. And this, every time we jump, this pops back in, which I don't understand. That's also a little something different as well. So again, since we're kind of running late with this thing, I'll just show you quickly how to, because again, we were thoroughly confused with this last time. And all I really had to do was, again, Google it, but look up ovTwo.com. They have help sections on ovTwo.com, and that's what I need to figure out how to do. So we go in our inventory. I'm not going to set all this, but let's do the toilet. Let's do our porcelain toilet. Left click once. Now it's off inventory because it'll be somewhere on our floor. So again, trying to move things around here, and again, this is still kind of a work in progress for me as well, figuring out this. But we can right click, move, and now this is completely different. This, I don't remember exactly how this was on ovTwo, or on the original Onverse, but this looks different, and this was not here. This, it has been helpful. Like, if you're trying to align these cabinets perfectly, like me, because I'm OCD, and I'll notice if something's off a little bit. Yeah, you just kind of had to play with it before, but now you can you can look at what this is a X, Y, and Z axis for position, an X, Y, and Z axis for rotation. Again, there's probably people who do these fancy houses and like the Sims games or whatever know a lot more about this, but like you can look at what these positions are and help you like adjust these so your two cabinets here will be aligned. So I'm not going to go too much in detail on that right now. If we do another live stream or whatever, if I get some more items, I might show you. So again, you can do up, down, left, and right sort of deal here. So if you want to, for whatever reason you want to have a toilet in the sky, you can do that. You can make it, we want to make it go further in this room. Now, let's say just for now I want to put it on this wall. Again, I don't really have a room for a bathroom at the moment. This is where we got stuck on the last live stream. And I'm like, what the heck? How do I rotate this thing? I just got to be a way to rotate it. Now, you used to all just kind of, it was very simple. You used to be able to just kind of do this with the mouse. So the key is, there's buttons for it. And there's buttons for everything. But it's R and T, which makes sense. We're in object tuning, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that's what the T is stand for, but R goes to rotate mode. T goes back to this. I don't know exactly. Maybe the T is tuning. I don't know. R is probably rotation. That's what we didn't know until I looked it up earlier in the week. So that's how we rotate our toilet. Again, it kind of helps to zoom out a little bit. Now, again, you could flip this around sideways. You could do all crazy weird stuff with it. Right now, it's kind of flat. I want to keep it that way, but I do want to rotate it, which is this green thing. Now, I can just click on it and drag it how I want. So, there we go. Or now it's yellow. And as I do this, you will see the Z axis, although it's probably not going to be very clear, but this is changing as I rotate it. I'm going to have to, if I don't get rid of this friends or this chat thing, it's going to get really annoying. Okay. So now we can rotate it. Now I could, if I want to do it like right now, boom. Now it says Z axis is 180. So 180 degrees. We've done a full 180 degree turn on here. Now, if you wanted to do it another, you could put it like to, I can manually set this to 90 and it would look like that. And depending on how precise you want to have stuff, this can be handy. This is just something I'm learning. Now, it's a little off, but let me type 180 right here. Press enter. The one thing I don't understand is every time I press enter, then this thing comes back up. I don't know what that is about. So, okay, now we got it rotated perfectly, but we still need to adjust it. So now we got to go back into T and go in there. And again, this is the part where I am going to be OCD on everything, is I want it nicely aligned. Again, this is, most people don't care. They'll put the toilet on the wall and they'll think it's funny. I want everything to be aligned perfectly because this is where my OCD comes in. So we're just going to see how can we get it centered. Now, there's not really getting a great amount, at least I could figure out like measurements to like figure out how things are centered necessarily. Again, you just kind of have to eye it. Sometimes, like in this case, I think the wall is pretty well, it's pretty closely aligned to it, but again, most people don't really give a you-know-what how it's aligned on the wall, but I'm just kind of weird like that. But It's pretty close. It is kind of. I do kind of like how it is centered. Let's see how it's. Let's go over here. The one thing you notice is it might still. It might not. It might still be in the air a little bit. So I would say kind of get a good view of this and use this up and down. That was like this in Onverse 2, where you didn't realize necessarily it, depending on your view, like, and then you'll go to a different room and it's like, okay, why is my toilet so high up? And that's because that's just the way it kind of spawned it in there. But it's kind of clipping into the floor. You see how it's clipping? So you just want it to be like a little bit like that. There we go. And I think that's about it. I think. Oh, then we can do that. And there we go. And I think if we press T again, I'm trying to remember exactly how to. Let's see, what was the button now to get it? To make this thing go away. Give me one moment here. Here, let's see, maybe this will move. Oh, escape, okay. Okay, so escape button makes this go away. Okay, sorry, that was just a dumb thing I kind of forgot about, but let's do escape. There we go. Okay, so there you go. Now we have a toilet in our bedroom, because why not? And again, if we want to we can do right-click, move again. Like I said, I don't think this is, there we go. Yeah, I don't think it's really, this is center. Yeah, this wall is a little bit longer than the other one, so there we go. Again, this is just me being OCD. And we'll do one more thing. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the plunger yet. I just think it's kind of funny to buy one, so I'll show you one more item here, one more option. We'll do the toilet paper. Just click that. Now let's see. It likes to spawn in like random spots. Here it's spawned on the wall. What the heck? Okay. That was, yeah, it goes, things go in random spots. Now this one we're probably going to have to rotate this, I'm sure, as well. And this one we're going to have to do some fancy rotation stuff, I think, on it. So I think because, yeah, the holder is on the floor, so I think if we do this one. Okay, so that one. Let's go to, I think we need to have this one to be 90, the x-axis. Okay, this is still something I'm kind of learning here. I could be wrong, and then we need to do the blue one here to get it to, so we're kind of doing another 90 degrees. Okay, wow. Let's try and get ourselves, here we go. So this, I think this is going to be 90 as well. Yeah, okay. So, all right, so we got, let's just type that in. So we have 90 for x-axis, 90 or 0 for y, and 90 for z. Now that's all we should need to do for rotation. I don't know what the S and the L was. I think that maybe had something to do with Steve or something, Stevio. I don't know. I never did actually figure out what the S and L was about. But we can do like escape. What does it say on the? Oh yeah, it said random letters, series of letters, completely random. I've been there since 2009. I never did figure out the joke of it. Maybe it was definitely random. I don't know. But anyway, let's move. Now you can obviously, besides info, if you want to put this, if you want to put any object back in your inventory. Now, once you do that, wherever you had it aligned is going to go away. So like this teddy bear, I could do a pickup, and it just goes back in your inventory. It does not sell the product, but it goes back into inventory. So just a thing that can be done. So we got to go back to T now to get this. And again, we're just going to we are going to just kind of put it on the wall here. Probably this one over here. Again, I got to kind of look at it from different angles to kind of see. It's, again, kind of lining it up with the wall. You know, you can look at it closely here. You can see how it sort of clips into the wall. This is kind of one thing that was in Onverse 2 that kind of like made me wonder why they never had a functionality where it, like, why do you need something to go through a wall like this? I didn't understand this in Onverse either, where it should just kind of end, like it should just hit the wall and stop. You know, kind of do a clip thing where it just kind of boop, like it snap, like a snap thing, and just boop, snaps right on the wall. But maybe people want to have stuff going through the wall. I really don't know why someone would want to do that, but that's never been a functionality. But maybe that will be an update one day. But that was never a thing in Onverse either. And then yeah, I don't know where we exactly want to have this lined up. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's see. So we can do escape, and we can sit on the toilet, rotate ourselves. There we go. Actually, yeah, that's oh darn, that's actually pretty good. So that's pretty good, and I don't know, whatever, fine. You know, we have we don't want to hit escape again, but jump up. Now it's telling me I'm entering my home, which I'm not doing, but we'll show you one quick thing. This should be a fairly quick thing anyway to do, is the plunger. Always need a plunger. Once we have the villa, we will have a dedicated, I guarantee we'll have a dedicated bathroom. So don't worry. And if you're at my place, you're at my crib, and you need to use the bathroom, I promise I won't go in here. You can buy like dividers and stuff like that. I think you can get separate doors. You can buy doors as well. They're kind of expensive, so I don't know if that's necessarily worth it in the free apartment and everything, but you can definitely get some kind of like wall dividers and stuff like that if you really want to. Again, it's how much are you willing to spend as far as cash coins go to really. At some point, I might do a live stream too, where I look at people's houses and judge them. But it's pretty much free to look at. You can't really lock your house down that much. So whatever you do, keep in mind someone else could look at it. So anyway, all right, let's get there. We go. Yep, that's where I would typically put a plunger in my bathroom, right? So. Good for now. That's all. So that's all I really want to show you. As far as this goes, again, is kind of the dynamics. The key thing that we were missing in the last live stream was switching between T mode, whatever that is, and R for rotation. So again, it's in the help section here. Where did I say it? Right here. Yeah, T and R keys on your keyboard. So I don't know if that's how it was in Onverse. Again, this is all different dynamics. So again, I'm probably it's either new stuff or I'm forgetting stuff. So there you go. So let's give you kind of another look, and let me see if I can find the pictures real quick, because I still have in a separate folder the photos that I had saved for the Onverse Memories photo slideshow on my channel, and I had that still saved on a laptop here somewhere. So I will see if I can dig that up. But there you go. We got a Wayne's Arcade World, Antique TV, the rug. I took a while. Like I must have been looking at the rugs for like 15 minutes before I finally decided on this one. We have our Onverse laptop with 4 wireless controllers, 2 end tables, which will eventually have lamps once the lighting actually works. But I bought these, again, player points, so not a big deal, but I bought these before I knew lighting wasn't working. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought that. But it is what it is. I'm assuming eventually it will work. And then we have our little kitchen here. So there you go. We're gonna actually exit out of this at this point. I think we've covered it out. And again, I don't know if eventually Jasmine or Jasleen will look at this, but we got our new friend today, so we're at I think 9 friends. That's pretty close to our Roblox number. I think we still have a little bit more on Roblox. But yeah, here's our shout out to our friends list here. It still doesn't include my kids because again, to add people, you both got to be online at the same time. So I just got to wait till they actually get online. But they're usually sleeping at this time of night, so that's why I typically don't see them. But there we go. So eventually, I guess we'll come back to this. We got 3,100 player points. Still have 228 cash coins. Like I said, I don't really have any major plans for this area right now. I don't know. We'll just kind of think about it. But in the meantime, I'll just continue doing the player point hunting that we did in the beginning of the live stream, and hoping that either the villa opens up or one of the other worlds open up or the games open up to us, and then we can start having a lot more fun with this. And then, yeah, you just exit out when you're done. That's it. You don't have to worry about logging in or logging out or anything. It automatically logs you out when you exit the game. But let me see if I can find. Again, go back to the Onverse Memories video if you want to see all those pictures again. A lot of screenshots with my sister, who is in the chat, ex-Jess. So you can say hi to Jess here in the chat if you want. My sister, but some of my friends who I kept in contact with after Onverse, screenshots with them, a few people who I don't know if they're in the game anymore or not, and then just kind of random pictures of the world, of the villa. Again, feel free to look at that, but let me see if I can get, I can find that. I think it's in my pictures album here. Onverse, there we go. And again, there's a lot of pictures, but let me see if I can find the ones of my first apartment. I think it's right. Yeah, there was only 7 or so that I took of it, but and there's some similarities, which is kind of funny. So yeah, and actually, oh wow, I bought the laptop even then. So that had to been one of the first things I bought with cash coins. But here we go, and the wall colors are different. I don't know why, but here we go. Now, I cropped this down pretty much, so again, it's not going to be super close, but we can do it like this, because we got to go downstairs anyway, so it's going to be a bit of a longer live stream, I think. But anyway, hey, we got 5 people here, though. That's awesome. So this was my first apartment. It had the same style. It had the same layout, like I said, other than the walls apparently were a different color for whatever reason. I kind of like this gray better, honestly with you. So yeah, now again, this is looking at where my arcade is now and my TV right here. This is apparently where I decided to have my kitchen. I also had a dishwasher, which I haven't purchased that yet. That might not be a bad idea. I'll need to see if that's cash coins or player points. I had very interesting, so I had these random wine glasses up here, and then one cabinet. Obviously, we have a lot more cabinets than we did before. Oh, here's our fridge. So the same fridge, the dorm room fridge. I had a plant here. There wasn't a lot of plants that were player points. There's one, but I forgot to buy it. But whatever. I was going to show you guys that, but whatever. The similar type of lamps here. There's not a lot of wall lamps that are player points, but. So we bought 2 of those. The only thing I haven't bought yet is a stove. I don't know yet where I'm going to do that or not, but technically have our microwave, which I don't think we had. Oh no, we did. Oh, except I had the microwave down here under the counter. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. Now, see, that gives me an idea. Number one, there's definitely some things I'm thinking about here now. I took the microwave and moved it under the cabinet, so it was like a over the cabinet thing. So I could definitely do that with my red one. And of course, I have a hand towel, which those are pretty cheap player points, but I don't have one yet. I have not gotten a toaster yet, or the coffee maker, or lemonade. These should be pretty cheap. At least I don't know about this for sure, but yeah, those definitely some still things I can get here. I have a painting, which I haven't gotten any painting things or wall art or anything like that. I do have like a little table thing set up here, which I haven't really done much as far as like anywhere to actually eat. I do have, this was the very basic counter you can get. I decided I'm keeping everything with that red theme for now. I have this rug, which is okay, but I like the one I have better now. This is the very cheap, like 200 player point coffee table you can get. This is the very cheap couch that you can get too, but I like my set, what I have better. But again, once we have our villa house, we're gonna need like multiple couches and everything, and then we're gonna really need to hit that player point hunting hard. So now we're looking. Here's me. This was a shirt this is the basic shirt I had for many, many months before I actually bought another one. Here we got one of the basic lamps. I think this one is player point, but I don't know. I got to find this one again, see. But again, I'm not going to do much until the lighting is actually active. These are some cheap wall lights you can get as well. But again, I'm not investing any more really into lighting until it actually works. I do need to get some kind of plants or whatever. This is a very, very basic table. This is not a bad idea. I might look for this as well because I still have. So this is that little in between the two windows, this little area which is not being utilized. So I might do something very similar like this again because I have this space still and I don't really have anywhere to eat yet. So we may be doing another crib update, but check that out. Yep. There's that Onverse laptop, the same one. Yeah, that's cool. I got that earlier than I thought. I also have a little couch here. I haven't gotten any like ottoman type thing or thing yet, but yeah, here's a very basic sort of like lounge chair type deal. All very cheap player point stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna do the white stuff or whatever here. This is pretty cheap wall art thing, all player points. I'm pretty sure. I also had this little computer desk set up where I don't know if I've looked yet for these monitors, but you can get basic monitors that they look a lot like the Dell monitors of the late 2000s. I had, me being the computer nerd, I don't think you can see it, but I'm pretty sure I had a keyboard and mouse set up here as well. Little computer chair. So, yeah, I'm actually going to kind of reference these. I do have a lot of ideas now. This is definitely helping me. It won't look the same, but yeah, I could definitely think of some things I can still do in this apartment space here. So, again, similar view. And then here's my bedroom. A little different, but in kind of a similar thing. Here's two of the Tuscan lamps, which, again, these might be in the living room when lighting actually works again on those two end table things. Right now I have like a little alarm clock thing here, but I have a nice little single bed. So very similar layout. Again, this is the same thing, that little room. Dresser's a little different than the one I have now. Oh, and here we go. I at least have a pinball at this point in time. So I got the pinball apparently pretty early. And I have a little mirror thing here too. And this is my beta trophy. So I'm a beta person for OV2, but I was also a beta person part of the beta release for Onverse. So I got the official trophy for that, and that was probably hanging there. Unfortunately, that I don't think we'd ever be able to get again. That's not going to be in the inventory thing, but you got a little dresser and I don't know, these ugly candle things. I don't know. You could still buy those, but those are ugly. I don't know why I got those, but yeah, I think that's. Let me see. I think there's one more screenshot here. Okay, this is just the hallway looking out. Here's one of the ceiling lights. Again, we will get that once lighting works officially. But yeah, I think that's about it. All right, well, let's now that we're already in two, geez. Well, we got four of us here, so let's let me just kind of exit out of some things, and then yeah, we'll head downstairs quick. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to be doing this for 2 hours. Oh, there we go. There's your OV2 Onverse update. Now it will definitely be a little while before we do this again. Again, I'm going to wait for like either a major game update and or if I make a lot of changes to the house, and then we might do another run through. But I'm really hoping that one of the games will release, one of the worlds will release, and I can kind of show you this again as apparently being the official, unofficial, I don't know, or I'm the only one so far that seems to be doing OV2 live stream. So call it what you will. Call me official, call me unofficial, call me a dum-dum. Whatever you wish is fine with me. So
Let's see. I kind of already sort of have things set up downstairs. Not going to be extensive, but I want to see because we've done a lot of the older games on our new retro PC, but we do have Super Mario 64, one of the most like kind of amazing games that I remember from my childhood. The 3D-ness of it. I'm kind of curious how the game mechanics are. I have not even tested it out yet. I know it can load, but I don't know, I'm just kind of curious to see how this works. And I'm going to take my little tripod downstairs with me because I'm going to need it. So this needs to come with me. I get downstairs and realize I don't have it. Now I know I need to go back up here anyway. So let's grab this guy. I don't know. I don't know what other gear I need. One thing I was thinking about, I haven't put it on a Christmas gift yet, but I'm still kind of thinking about some sort of GoPro or something to let me do more underwater video, biking video, stuff like that I can't really do with the cell phone. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't even know. I didn't put on a Christmas list because I have no clue what I want to get. I don't know if I want to get the gimbal thing that I don't know what Adam Wu and all the YouTubers are using, this little small camera thing, and you press a button and it rotates it. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but every YouTuber's using this new type of vlogging camera now. I don't know. It's the whole thing. It's probably way too expensive for me anyway to want to get it, but. Alright, let's head down to Wayne's Arcade World. You can come with me here and hopefully see some quiet sleeping dogs. That would be the goal, although they are going to want to go out pretty soon. So we probably will only do the Mario thing for like a half hour or so, and I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. So hoping to do another live stream this week sometime, more focused again on the game room. But I wanted to get this out of the way at least because I left that last live stream confused about a heck of a lot of things, and I wanted to clarify that. Hopefully I did. If you guys have questions on it, feel free to let me know. If you do join the game, let me know. Like I said, in order to add me, we'll have to kind of coordinate around when we both can be online, because I don't think we can add each other as friends unless we're online. So it's the way it is, it's the way it was on Onverse. So that's just kind of the way it is. You can't add anyone through their profile that I'm aware of. All right, well, let's be quiet so we don't wake up the dogs. Because I know they're going to want to go out one more time before we go to bed for the night. And I can already hear them rustle around, but we are going to ignore them because otherwise I'm going to have to delay it even more. But I guess we could say hi to them. Here's Delilah. Say hi, Delilah. She is the half or kind of sheepdog mix that we got this year. After our older sheepdog passed away, she's the good one. And then we got the crazy one over here, Angel. She's our 2-ish year old, I think, sheepdog. Of course, she's being a little shy for the camera right now. But that's Angel. And there's Delilah. And the cats, I'm sure, are sleeping upstairs. One of them might be hanging out downstairs, but yeah, she's still gonna, even though she's acting like she's sleepy, she's still gonna want to go outside one more time. But yeah, it's a little cold to go outside, but she will want to go outside and play frisbee because that's what she will do. Even if it's -5, she will want to go outside and play frisbee because that's what she does. But they're fairly quiet for now. All right, let's go. Well, like I said, one of our cats might be down here. She does like to sleep down here once in a while, but she probably is upstairs with the kids right now. And I don't see her. Yeah, I don't think she's down here. All right, off to Wayne's Arcade World. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We got our new lighting underneath the TV that we set up. And the video, I finally put out the video about the whole process of getting our new little retro gaming PC. That is out now. Showed you putting out the lighting together. So yeah,
all I got really going on right now. I didn't want to waste the electricity on a decoration table while I was messing around upstairs with ovTwo, so I may just kind of leave the mood lighting going. I don't know. It kind of works. I might at least put on the lights here just so you can kind of see me a little better. Get a little bit more lighting in here. There we go. Oof. Don't know if I need the bright white lights on though, but let's vibe yellow. I like vibing yellow. But the PC is already on, so we're pretty much ready to go. I just got to turn the TV. I don't want to, have the TV sitting on for 2 hours. And I forgot to bring my charger down here, but whatever. I had it charging a lot during the ovTwo sessions. Whatever. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do with that. All right, let's get this going. I think it's going to be a quick session going over. Again, you saw how many games that we, at least I think, we have on this system. We will never be able to go through everything in a lifetime, but I like to kind of do a mix of things that are from my childhood and things that I never had a chance to play before. Again, kind of similar to my past live streams, but that's kind of what I'm trying to, I think, gonna go with. There's really is no game plan. It's just random. Like, I just noticed that we had, Nintendo 64 stuff here, and I'm like, well, you know what? I haven't done Mario in a while. We had Mario for Mario 64 for Switch, but then I lost that cartridge. I don't know whatever happened to it. And I haven't really played it since. But we can play it now. Let me get it finished uploaded here. We got oh my god, so many things here. A few things. We have Stunt Racer, and then we have things that I don't even remember, like Super Bowling. Super Bowling for Mario 60, or no, Super Bowling for Nintendo 64. I don't remember that. Like I said, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream as well. We have both cruising games on here, and there's not a ton of the Nintendo 60, but still a decent list. I mean, most likely, if you could think of it, it is probably on here. That's why I really appreciate your guys' requests. I know, Tyler, you had a special request. I think, who else was it? The last live stream, someone made a good suggestion as well. So I got to go through those chats and kind of write this stuff down. I'm planning out what I can do. We have apparently Jeopardy, Kobe Bryant, and NBA Courtside. I mean, just so many things. But anyway, let's go to Super Mario again. I don't really anticipate any issue with this running because it runs GameCube stuff pretty good as well. So I don't think it's going to really have... Oh, Road Rash 64, Ridge Racer 64, Scars. That's another. Looks like it's another racing game. We have a South Park game, three South Park games. Like, oh my god, just absolutely nuts. But no, I lost Super Mario. Now we're gonna go. There we go. Oops. Press the right button. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get this. There we go. It's me, Mario. Hello. I'm just kind of curious too because Nintendo 64 had a very interesting controller. Now, I don't know if my sister is still online or not, but obviously that was a big one that we used to play and my dad would play. Still only have one controller for now. I am gonna... Oh, show it the right way, but still only have this one 8-bit Duke controller. I'm looking to probably get at least one more. I don't know if I'm gonna buy 4 now because like I don't often have 4 people in here playing games at times, but I'm going to at least get one more and get it hooked up so 2 people can play, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that we can play up to 4 players. on this system. But yeah, I think we're good. Let me get you guys officially set up on the tripod. Yeah, we're gonna try this again. I like to usually test out these games on the controller beforehand, but I have not done that, so I am hoping this goes well. Each kind of has their own sort of way to do things. It's interesting. But now, like this guy here, I know it's kind of in a shadow, but the left trigger is doing this. I don't think the right trigger is not doing anything here. So this is kind of, I think, to mimic what was like the middle joystick. Again, I haven't looked at a Nintendo 64 controller forever, but we want to obviously do a new one. Again, this has been forever. I'm assuming we could do save states and everything on this as well. I just want to do basic walk around on this right now. We'll definitely go back to this, but let's see. A button? B button? Okay, B button, the bottom. A lot of things mix between the B button and the A button. Oh wow, oh man, this is a trip to the past. I know my sisters played the Mario 64 a bit, either on the Switch, and then we also had it. We still had the system in Northlake as well, but it's been a while. I did play it a couple times on that Switch cartridge. We had a Switch cartridge with a bunch of Mario and other Nintendo 64 games, and they got lost. I don't know where it is. It's not like I was borrowing my games really to anyone, but being a Switch, it could have got put in someone else's, little Switch thing by accident, and we didn't know, and they took it home or something. I don't know. All right, so B button is kind of like, hey, all right, so let's. All right, so B button is jumping. X is to zoom. A is to zoom. Okay, X is to zoom in. A is to zoom out. So X zooms in, A zooms out, B jumps, and Y kicks. Oh man, this just brings me back to teenager me playing this for the first time. I don't know if anyone really can understand I know, even though I know Tyler Tyler, who was maybe not quite a toddler in 1996 but young, but Tyler and others I don't know, it's could really appreciate how monumental this game was. I guess I can't go into yet. To have this really the first ever 3D game for most of us, and in an open world like this was. My parents did a lot. I don't know how easy it was for them. Okay, left trigger, left 2 trigger. So you look at this back one up here. This does the sort of pound thing. So if you do jump, pound like that. Okay. I should probably be reading this stuff, but whatever. This was monumental. I mean, we did not have anything 3D like this before. D-pad does absolutely nothing. I kind of figured that. Now, obviously, back in the day, very quickly, I ended up getting a Mario 64 booklet that had the map of every single world. We didn't have the internet. Well, we did, kind of, but not much. Not enough to do a lot of anything, but I had the full book cheat sheet guide on this thing, and it's kind of bummer that I do not now, but honestly, it runs really well. I mean, again, I gotta give yet another shout out to Todd Erber, who set this PC up for us and did all the stuff with the games that I would never know how to do. I mean, this runs as good, if not better, than our Nintendo 64 did. Graphics are good on it. Now, I think he said, like, this little PC is really more or less optimized because it's got, like, an internal graphics card and all that. So everything's kind of optimized for 720p or whatever, which is fine because this TV is 720p. So that's fine. This works out just perfectly fine. At some point, yeah, I hope to get, like I said, I have a broken family room TV that needs to be replaced before I can worry about getting an upgrade here at the game room. But yeah, the picture is great on this. I mean, like I said, yeah, 720p. I don't know what the original specs on Mario 64 was. Of course, we were always playing this on like CRTs and stuff. And not really too much. My sister was still in. I don't think my sister's still in the head. She could probably tell me exactly what to do next. She went pretty far in this game. I think we gotta go like to the first world. And I might have to download a guide on this. Let's see, can we go on the star thing? Takes the power of 8 stars to open 8 more stars. Okay. We start at 1. Okay, so we gotta go to the one of the paintings here. Okay. Where do we have a painting? Okay, so the other joystick does let you kind of do a zoom thing, sort of. Okay, so it must have been something in here. Then I'm assuming. Oh, now we're back out here again. Where the heck is this painting? Oh, maybe it's back in here. Alright, let's try. Oh, there we go, yep. Alright, now it's coming. There we go. That's what we gotta do. That's what I remember now. Alright, let's see if we can at least get through this today. We'll wrap this up for the night. We don't want camp. Oh, there's our star. Yeah, only thing I'm still really trying to figure out here is... Oh, hello. Camera rotation stuff. Yeah, see her? Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice a little bit. I'm gonna get that. Yeah, we have a long ways to go on this. Like, I never... Yeah, honestly, I never did, I never even beat this game originally. To be completely honest with you. And again, this is very kind of similar, I guess, in a way to Onverse. Again, just kind of walking around the world and stuff like that. Very... I think we can, like... Okay, well, that doesn't really... I just want to get to the point where we get that penguin where we can... Ah! Yeah, this controller also has rumble pack things too, so just like the Nintendo 64 controller, this thing has rumble pack stuff, so it does very similar dynamics with that, which is awesome. And also Tyler, or not, Todd gave us the recommendation for the controller as well. Can I pick this up? Responsible refill repair. Check. Okay, remember this guy now. We gotta pick him up. Which I gotta remember how to actually pick him up now. Uh-oh. Okay, he wasn't too pleased with that. Okay, but it is Y to pick him up, so we know that. Again, I don't even remember the controls for the original Nintendo 64. And then now I'm trying to figure out for this other... Let's see. There's probably a certain area we gotta go to, though. Uh-oh. I'm assuming what we gotta do is lure him to a certain area. Where might be a good one to lure him to? Maybe over here? The heck? Did he come back there? Did. Well, that's not nice. You need to stay down. Uh-oh. No! But anyway, I'm going to have to look that up a little bit. Didn't really get that far, but I don't know how the save states work. Exit course. Alright, let's, I'm just kind of curious. We're going to do our normal reset that we do here, and let's see if it has saved it. Give it a moment to load here. And I might just kind of out of curiosity, I might try one of the courses on Cruisin.
It's me, Mario.
All right, let's see.
Hello.
Okay, so I don't think it actually saved anything. So obviously I have a little bit more research to do on this one. But just like Mario 64. So there you go. And very good picture. I gotta practice a little bit before I do this again on another live stream. But let's go to the top because I want to see. I'm just getting out of curiosity how it looks. Ooh, we have a poker game. Oh, poker. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that at some point. We got Doom 64, Duke Nukem 64. And we have another Duke Nukem game, Dr. Mario. Okay, let's see how this looks. Cruisin USA. Is this the one that has Chicago? I think this is the one that has Chicago. If you would like to. Oh, I'm saying I can only do one player. That's fine. Okay. So I think we're officially loading. Ooh, that looks nice too, man. Like, it looks better than it did on. Obviously, I think a lot of this stuff probably has upscaling involved. But for a 720p TV here, this is. Okay, we don't have game packs or anything like that. Sure, I don't know. I may also have. There we go. That's what I wanted. I may also have the arcade version of this as well. But whatever, let's okay. Oh, I see. Oh, we're locked out of these. Okay, well, I guess arcade I can just choose Chicago. We gotta do US 101 first, apparently. Oh, that stinks. Whatever. I love the music though on this. Oh my god, this brings me back. Okay, left trigger. And this is why I usually like to test these things out before I do it on live stream, but whatever. We're just doing it live. Doing it live. Alright, should we just keep on going? See how long we can keep on going to get first place? See if we can get to the whole thing. I have no clue if it's going to actually save any of my scores or not. We'll see, I guess. The old license plate maker, I remember this now. Oh my gosh. This is so really bad. God, I played this so much. That is 64. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. There we go. And did we unlock? Didn't unlock it. Okay. Alright, I don't know why it didn't unlock it, but whatever. Whatever. Anyway, it's late, so we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I hope some of you guys enjoyed it. I know we had decent. I saw 5 folks in the chat at one point. That's not our all-time high, but we haven't had that many for a while, so that's pretty cool. Appreciate everyone that joined. Of course, Jess, Tyler. Who else did we have out here? I know we had Todd for a little bit. Todd's in here somewhere. Oh, there's Todd. More Tyler, more Tyler, more Tyler, more Tyler. And John Fritz. We had John Fritz briefly as well. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Maybe I would like to at least one more time this week get back down here in the game room. But wanted to really kind of do a follow-up. It really was needed with the whole Onverse thing / ovTwo. I do got to show you guys. I'll save it for another time because it's going on way too long. But I got a little something to show you about this TV back here. Of course, you know the issues I have with this RIP TV here that no longer works. See what happens with that. But I got a cool little thing I want to show you guys over here. I did post a community post about it, but I haven't actually showed it in a live stream yet. So I don't know how to do a dedicated video on it or not, but got a really cool little setup here. So I'm going to have fun showing you guys that at some point soon as well. Not a lot I could do with it. Just want to show it to you guys. But thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful night. Try to stay warm. It is gradually going to get warmer in the Chicagoland area, finally. And hopefully I can start doing some outside vlogging, holiday lights, that sort of thing. December has not been a good month to do that sort of stuff. The weather has been horrible, horrible, horrible out here. It's like we've had our very worst type of February weather in December. And that's why I'm just kind of hoping. I was telling a coworker, I hope that all this terrible weather, we're getting this out of the way now, and we're going to have 50-degree weather in February, and I can hit the nature parks and all this crazy stuff. We've had some warm Februarys before, so I'm hoping we're just getting all this horrible, the cold, the Arctic, Arctic polar weather and all the snow and everything out of the way now, even though it is still technically fall. Getting it all the way out of the way now, and we'll have a beautiful February, and we can make up for this time that we haven't really been able to do any vlogging. So we'll see what happens. But have a great night, guys. Thank you once again for sticking around. That's pretty long live stream, but I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully maybe I'll see you on ovTwo. Talk to you guys later.